The acceptance letter trembled in my grip as I held it up before them, my voice quivering with a mix of triumph and fury. I got into medical school. My tuition would have been fully covered by my fund, the same fund you handed over to Trevor for a sports car. My fingers clenched the paper so tightly that it crinkled, the sound echoing the shattering of my dreams. Trevor, leaning against his pristine Corvette, let out a bored sigh. The car's metallic blue finish gleamed under the afternoon sun as he rolled his eyes with practiced indifference. "Oh, come on, Paige. Don't be so dramatic. You can just take out loans like normal people. Isn't that what all your nursing friends do?" The casual dismissal cut deeper than outright cruelty. Normal people didn't have their future stolen by their own family. I turned to my parents, scanning their faces for even a flicker of regret or understanding. Eleanor and Richard Davis, pillars of suburban respectability, stood unmoved, their expressions a seamless blend of mild irritation and condescension. I'd spent 32 years perfecting the art of recognizing that look. "Sometimes in life, we have to make sacrifices for family," Mom said, smoothing the sleeve of her cardigan with perfectly manicured fingers. Trevor needed this opportunity. A wave of injustice crashed over me, nearly suffocating in its intensity. "Funny how I'm always the one making sacrifices," I said, my voice breaking as years of being second best crystallized in this moment. Without waiting for a response, I stormed into the house, ignoring their calls. The acceptance letter remained clenched in my grasp, now nothing more than a worthless piece of paper without the means to act on it. My phone buzzed at my hip. A text from Naomi, my best friend. "Naomi, how'd it go? Did they admit to using your med school fund?" With shaking fingers I typed my response. "Me worse. They're proud of it. Like they actually made the right choice." Setting my phone down, my gaze landed on my nursing ID badge, the plastic reflecting a sliver of light. 5 years. 5 years of grueling 12-hour shifts, comforting dying patients, battling through a pandemic, all while saving for medical school. Gone in an instant. All for Trevor's midlife crisis on wheels. Hands trembling with frustration, I dialed a number. After 2 rings, a familiar voice answered. "Marcus, it's Paige. Remember that sales position you mentioned at the dealership? The one you talked about during your hospital stay? Is it still available?" "Yeah, starts next week." "But thought you were all about becoming a doctor," he said, surprised but without judgment. I stared out the window at my family, still admiring Trevor's car, their laughter drifting up like toxic fumes. "Because I'm done waiting for handouts," I said firmly. "I'm going to build my own future." Behind me, my medical textbooks lined the shelf, silent reminders of a dream now blocked. But that didn't mean I was giving up. No, I would make them wish they had believed in me. "That's pretty intense," Marcus said, his tone softening. "Medical burnout finally get to you? You sure about this career change?" I tightened my grip on the phone, memories flashing of all the times I'd explained patient care to Trevor, only to be brushed off. "They took everything from me and called it a sacrifice," I said, my voice steady. "Now I'm going to show them what real sacrifice and success look like." "When can you start?" "Monday. 9 a.m. sharp." "We could use someone with your people skills," Marcus said. "I'll be there." Hanging up, I caught my reflection in the window. The woman staring back at me wasn't the exhausted nurse who had woken up that morning, hoping for family support. She was someone stronger. Someone who had just realized that revenge doesn't always come cloaked in darkness. Sometimes, it wears determination and a name tag. My phone buzzed again. "Naomi, want me to come over? Emergency ice cream delivery?" "No. I need to start planning. This isn't over." Outside, Trevor revved his engine, showing off for our parents. The sound echoed through the quiet suburban street. But all I heard was opportunity. He thought he had won. But he had just handed me something far more valuable than money. He had given me motivation. 3 months later, running on coffee and sheer determination, I juggled business classes in the evenings, dealership work with Marcus during the day, and weekend study sessions for certification exams. Sleep was a luxury I couldn't afford. But for the first time in years I felt alive. "You look like you just finished a triple shift in the ICU," Naomi observed, sliding a fresh cup of coffee across the dealership's break room table. Her counselor instincts were in full force as she studied my face. "When was the last time you slept more than 4 hours?" "Sleep is for people whose brothers didn't steal their medical school fund," I muttered, gratefully accepting the coffee. The bitter burn down my throat reminded me of long hospital nights. "Besides, I'm almost there. Just a little more and I'll have enough saved for next semester's business courses." Marcus strode in, waving a paper. "Paige, I've got something you'll want to see." I reached for it, but he held it just out of reach. "Promise me you won't work yourself into a collapse first. I've seen enough healthcare workers burn out to recognize the signs." "I promise nothing," I quipped, snatching the paper from his hand. My eyes widened as the words came into focus. "Maxwell Scholarship for Business Innovation. Full ride to any university in the state." Marcus nodded, a small smirk playing at his lips. "Plus living expenses. The dealership is sponsoring this year's competition. Thought it might interest a former healthcare worker with big plans." Naomi peeked over my shoulder, her eyes shining with excitement. "Holy crap, Paige. This is exactly what you need. A real shot at a business degree." "There's more," Marcus said, pulling out his phone. "Check your email. Just got word. Your brother registered his precious Corvette for the regional auto show." I nearly choked on my coffee. "The same show where they announced the scholarship winner?" "The very same," Marcus grinned. "Funny how things work out, isn't it? Almost like karma's setting the stage for you." My mind raced with possibilities, the same strategic thinking I once used for patient care kicking into high gear. "When are the scholarship interviews?" 2 weeks before the show." "But I need a project," I interrupted. "Something innovative. Something practical." "I have an idea," I said slowly, a plan taking shape. "And it's just crazy enough to work." "Paige," Marcus warned, his voice serious. "This isn't just about getting back at your brother. The scholarship is legitimate. You need a strong business proposal." "I've got one," I said, flipping open my worn notebook. "Been working on it since my first week here. A program connecting healthcare workers with reliable, safety-focused transportation." Naomi scanned my notes. "This is actually brilliant. You're solving a real problem using your experience in nursing." "It should be," I said simply. "I lived it." Marcus crossed his arms. "Then let's make sure you win." As I gathered my things, my mind mapped out the next steps with the precision I once reserved for patient care plans. Game on, Trevor. Game on. I need to update my resume and inform my clinical supervisor about my career change, Naomi said with a triumphant smile. "I sent an email to your nursing director explaining that you've received a career advancement opportunity. She congratulates you and wants to stay in touch." Her efficiency reminded me why we had remained close friends since nursing school. As I walked into the front showroom, I spotted Dominic leaning casually against a sleek hybrid sedan. Though his posture was relaxed, his sharp gaze was already analyzing the vehicle's safety features. "Ready to get started, Paige?" "More than ready," I replied, pausing as a thought formed in my mind. "Hey, Dominic, how much do you know about Corvettes? Specifically recent models with potential carbon monoxide issues?" "Everything there is to know," he said, his eyebrow lifting with professional curiosity. "Their ventilation flaws, exhaust system vulnerabilities, you name it." "Why?" "Because my brother's prized Corvette is going to be at the auto show," I said, keeping my tone light. "And I might need some expert safety insights." Dominic's eyes lit up with understanding. "Say no more. But first, let's make sure you can analyze and present safety features better than anyone in this city. Your medical background gives us a unique edge." The next few hours flew by as Dominic walked me through the intersection of automotive engineering and safety. His technical expertise meshed seamlessly with my medical knowledge, and I absorbed the details as thoroughly as I once had medication protocols. Just as we were wrapping up, my phone buzzed with a notification. A message from the family group chat. Family dinner Sunday. Trevor has big news about his car show prep. Everyone must attend. I quickly typed back. Can't. I'm working on certification training. Her reply was instant, followed by the dreaded typing indicator. A sure sign she was about to launch into a speech. You're always working. Family should come first. Your career change doesn't exempt you from family obligations. I let out a sharp, unexpected laugh, drawing curious glances from passing customers. Funny, I muttered under my breath. That's not what you said when you gave away my medical school fund for Trevor's midlife crisis on wheels. I hit send before I could second-guess myself and watched the double check marks appear. No response. Typical Eleanor Davis. Retreat when confronted with the truth. Naomi appeared beside me, concern etched on her face. Want to grab dinner? We can work on transitioning your healthcare insights into your scholarship application. Actually, I said, shifting gears mentally, I need to make a few calls. The auto show is looking for healthcare partners to discuss driver safety, right? Naomi folded her arms, her tone carrying the same warning she had used when I pulled double shifts during the pandemic. Paige, what exactly are you planning? I smiled, picturing Trevor's smug expression as he flaunted his new car and dismissed my career. Let's just say my brother isn't the only one who knows how to make an entrance. But mine will actually save lives. You're terrifying when you get strategic, you know that, she said. I can practically see your nursing brain organizing a care plan, but for vehicle safety instead of patient recovery. Good, I said, already dialing the auto show's health and safety coordinator. Because this is just the beginning. As the phone rang, I watched the sunset reflect off the electric and hybrid vehicles in the lot. Each one represented a commitment to a safer future. Soon I'd have my chance to make an impact. And this time no one could dismiss my expertise. The scholarship interview is at 10 a.m., and the auto show safety panel starts at 2 p.m., I said, spreading documents across Dominic's pristine workstation. That gives me exactly 4 hours to change and prepare my safety demonstration. Dominic wiped his hands on a microfiber cloth, studying the auto show layout with an engineer's precision. Trevor's Corvette will be in the premium display area, right here. He pointed to the center of the diagram. Prime visibility. If safety issues are exposed, people will notice. Perfect, I said with a satisfied smile. Naomi, however, looked less convinced, her counselor instincts kicking in. Are you absolutely sure about this approach, Paige? The scholarship should be your main priority. This feels personal. I've got my interview prep locked down, I assured her. But this, I gestured toward our safety materials and carbon monoxide detection equipment, is about more than personal satisfaction. It's about protecting people from unsafe vehicles that prioritize aesthetics over safety. Before Naomi could argue, Dominic's phone rang. He answered and nodded as he listened. Lillian from the event committee, he explained after hanging up. They love the dealership's healthcare partnership angle, especially the safety demo before the awards. Marcus really came through with that sponsorship. Did you finish the safety inspection on Trevor's Corvette model yesterday? I asked, my tone professionally neutral. Dominic's expression darkened. I did. The ventilation system in that model has serious flaws. With the modifications your brother made to the exhaust, there's potential for dangerous carbon monoxide seepage into the cabin, especially during prolonged idling. I exhaled slowly. The exact symptoms he's been complaining about: headaches, dizziness, confusion. Would these issues be obvious to qualified judges? Crystal clear, Dominic confirmed. especially when someone with medical training explains the correlation between the vehicle defects and the physiological symptoms. He gestured to my prepared materials. Your presentation on driver fatigue and safety ties in perfectly with this real-world example. Naomi groaned, running a hand through her hair. You two are terrifyingly methodical. No, I corrected, neatly arranging my medical reference materials. We're ensuring safety standards aren't sacrificed for aesthetics. Hand me that event schedule. The workshop door swung open and Marcus entered, carrying coffee and bagels. Planning a safety intervention before breakfast? That's dedication. Finalizing educational materials, I said, gratefully accepting the coffee. Did you speak with the auto show's safety panel? Better, Marcus replied, pulling out his phone to show an email. I'm now on it. Turns out, being the sponsor's healthcare initiative representative has its perks. You didn't tell me that. I nearly spilled my coffee. Wanted it to be a surprise, he said, then turned serious. Paige, no matter what happens at the show, your scholarship interview has to remain your top priority. This is about your future, not just exposing unsafe practices. It will be, I promised. Naomi and I have been practicing my presentation every evening. Show them, Naomi encouraged. I straightened, shifting into the professional demeanor I had perfected during nursing presentations. My proposal addresses a critical safety gap for healthcare workers and their transportation needs. By partnering with local dealerships and medical facilities, we can create a program that ensures safe, reliable vehicles for medical professionals, who often drive home after grueling shifts. This initiative includes fatigue detection technology, enhanced safety features, and maintenance education tailored for high-stress professions. Dominic let out a low whistle. You sound like you know both fields inside and out. Because I do. I pulled out more documents, arranging them with the same precision I once used for patient charts. I have statistical data on post-shift accidents, focus group results, and interest from 3 major hospital systems willing to pilot the program. The dealership owner is completely on board, Marcus added. Says it's exactly the kind of socially responsible initiative we need. My phone buzzed again. A new message from the family group chat. Trevor practicing his acceptance speech for Best in Show. Eleanor says you should be here supporting your brother. Naomi, reading over my shoulder, scoffed. They still don't know you're presenting at the safety panel? Not at all, I said with a smirk. And they won't, until the perfect moment. I pulled out another document and placed it in front of them. Look what I found in the show guidelines. Healthcare professionals can register for the safety panel up to 2 hours before the event. They're actively seeking real-world safety experiences. Dominic chuckled. Your brother's about to have a medical emergency of his own when he sees you demonstrating carbon monoxide leakage on cars identical to his. Exactly, I said. But first, I slid a folder labeled Maxwell Scholarship, Healthcare Transportation Initiative toward them. Help me practice this interview one more time. I became increasingly certain that this was no longer just about settling a score. It was about building something meaningful from the remnants of my medical school dreams. As we finished up for the day, Dominic glanced at me. There's something I've been working on that fits perfectly with your healthcare transportation concept, he said, leading me toward a covered vehicle in the workshop. He pulled off the covering, revealing a gleaming, deep burgundy classic Mustang. My jaw dropped involuntarily. The car was stunning, a perfect blend of vintage elegance and modern technology, with safety enhancements seamlessly integrated. Dominic, this is... My words failed me as I circled the vehicle in awe. He gave a small, proud smile and completed my sentence. A flawless fusion of classic aesthetics and state-of-the-art safety. In between consulting gigs, I've been restoring and upgrading it, he continued. The engine runs perfectly, the interior is pristine, and I've added fatigue detection sensors, enhanced visibility systems, and emergency response integration. Everything from your healthcare transportation proposal. Naomi stepped closer, admiration in her voice. It's the ideal demonstration car. A beautiful machine designed with the driver's safety in mind, just like your initiative. I ran my fingers along the cool, polished metal, my excitement growing. They wouldn't see this coming. Professionally speaking, of course, I added with a smirk. That's the plan, Marcus said, glancing at his watch. 2 weeks until the big event. Let's make every moment count. As we cleaned up the workshop, my eyes kept drifting to the Mustang. It embodied everything I had worked for: innovation, persistence, and the deep satisfaction of surpassing expectations. Then my phone lit up with a private message from Trevor. Trevor, Mom says you're being difficult about family dinner again. When are you going to grow up and support your family instead of pretending to be a car salesman? I typed my response carefully, keeping my tone even. Sooner than you think. Naomi, watching me closely, raised an eyebrow. What's with the smile? I chuckled, tucking my phone away. Just thinking about how some people never recognize a shift in reality until it completely upends their world. Then I straightened my notes. Now who's ready to help me refine this interview presentation? I want those medical statistics airtight. The workshop hummed with energy as we worked late into the night, all of us knowing that in 2 weeks, everything would change. This time I would be the one controlling the outcome. I can't believe you're skipping Trevor's big moment for some job interview, Mom muttered, stirring her coffee so aggressively that the spoon clinked sharply against the ceramic. I had finally agreed to breakfast, mostly to keep up the element of surprise. He's put so much effort into this. You mean the speech about the car he bought with my medical school fund? I asked, keeping my tone neutral as I spread jam over my toast. Besides, this interview is important for my future. Eleanor's spoon clattered onto her saucer. More important than family? Funny how family only seemed to matter when it involved Trevor. Dad lowered his newspaper, frowning. Paige, that's not fair. The word fair stung like antiseptic on raw skin. I pulled out my phone and held up my banking app. See these deposits? That's 3 years of overnight shifts, overtime during a pandemic, and missed holidays. That's what I've been doing while Trevor's been practicing his speech about hard work and dedication. At least he has real career aspirations, Mom snapped. All you do is sell cars and take business classes. What happened to the nursing career we paid for? Before I could respond, the doorbell rang, sparing me from saying something I might regret. Trevor strolled into the kitchen, waving a printout with his usual dramatic flair. Guess who's practically guaranteed to win Best in Show? He announced, sprawling into a chair with unmistakable smugness. The judges love my application, he continued. It's pretty much decided. Mom beamed with pride. We never doubted you, sweetheart. My phone vibrated on the table. A message from Marcus. Marcus, first-round scholarship results are in. Check your email now. Excuse me, I murmured, stepping into the hallway. My hands trembled slightly as I opened my inbox. Congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that you have advanced to the final round of the Maxwell Scholarship for Business Innovation. Your healthcare transportation initiative has demonstrated exceptional promise. From the kitchen, Dad called out, Paige, your brother's talking about his winner's circle photo. The whole family will be in it. I returned to the table, tucking my phone away. Let them enjoy their moment of anticipation. Mine was just beginning. Trevor smirked at me over his coffee. Oh, Paige, I forgot to ask. How's public transportation treating you? The bus still running on schedule? I grabbed my keys, their weight solid and reassuring in my hand. Actually, I said smoothly, some of us have meaningful work to do. Trevor laughed, but it sounded brittle. Work? You mean tricking desperate people into buying used cars? I paused at the doorway, considering whether to reveal everything, but I held back. You know what, Trevor? Keep talking about other people's desperation. It'll make what happens next so much more. I stopped myself just in time. Never mind. Enjoy practicing your speech. The drive to the dealership cleared my mind. The muscle memory of checking blind spots and adjusting my following distance felt just as natural as assessing vital signs once had. Naomi was waiting in the parking lot, practically bouncing on her toes. The moment I stepped out of my car, she blurted, "Well? Did you advance?" Wordlessly, I handed her my phone. She squealed, throwing her arms around me. I knew it. How was breakfast? Predictably painful. I unlocked my office, the space already starting to feel like my own. But none of that matters. Everything is falling into place. Marcus appeared in the doorway, his expression triumphant. Ready for more good news? He held up a glossy program booklet. On the cover, an array of vehicles was displayed with the words "Safety First" emblazoned across the top. This is the official show program? I flipped through it. Page 3, Marcus instructed. There it was, a full-page feature on the special safety demonstration, emphasizing the importance of vehicle safety for healthcare professionals. No presenter's name, just compelling statistics about post-shift driving accidents among medical workers. Lillian was all in when I told her about a safety demo that could actually save lives, Marcus said. She gave us a prime slot, right before the awards ceremony. My phone buzzed again. Trevor, Mom's upset you left breakfast. Why do you always have to make everything about you? I exhaled sharply. Says the guy who stole my med school fund for a car with safety defects, I muttered. Focus, Naomi reminded me gently. Final scholarship prep tonight. Can't, I said with mock seriousness. Apparently, I need to show more support for Trevor's big moment. Marcus leaned against my desk, concerned. You could just skip it. Focus on your presentation instead. I shook my head. No. I need to be there. I need to see how they celebrate him. Because next week, when everything changes, I smiled to myself. It'll make the impact that much sweeter. That evening, I endured another painfully predictable family dinner. Trevor dominated the conversation, detailing his car show plans while my parents clung to every word. The judges will love my custom exhaust work, he bragged. No other entry has anything like it. I thought about Dominic's painstaking safety upgrades, which actually prevented exhaust issues. Paige, Mom snapped, interrupting my thoughts. At least pretend to be interested. I smiled slowly. Oh, don't worry. I'm very interested. Trevor raised a brow. You're coming. Wouldn't miss it for the world, I said, grabbing my jacket. He had no idea what was coming. As I drove home, my phone screen lit up with a calendar notification that sent a jolt of adrenaline through me. Just 1 week until the scholarship interview and safety demonstration. 1 week until everything changed. 1 week until professional validation. The dealership wants to do what? I stared at Marcus across his neatly arranged desk, certain I had misheard him. They're offering a full-scale safety upgrade package to the Best in Show winner, he reiterated, sliding a detailed proposal toward me. The owner's idea, he added. Your healthcare transportation concept impressed him so much that he wants to go all in on the safety angle at the show. I processed his words carefully. So if my car wins, it gets extra safety features. But if Trevor's wins? Marcus grinned, finishing my thought. His car gets crucial safety enhancements too, potentially fixing those hazardous exhaust issues. Either way, it highlights vehicle safety and generates major positive publicity. I picked up the glossy brochure, scanning the impressive details. $50,000 worth of safety modifications, I murmured. Exactly. And guess who they've chosen to announce this initiative at the show? Realization dawned on me. Me. Marcus nodded. I couldn't hide my shock. You're our top safety consultant now, Paige. Who better than a healthcare professional to introduce a safety-focused prize? The office door swung open and Naomi rushed in, practically buzzing with excitement. Did you tell her about the safety package? She asked, then laid a stack of photographs on the desk. Wait until you see what else we've arranged. The images showed the Mustang under studio lighting, now featuring reflective safety markings that made it look both sleek and intelligent. Dominic outdid himself, I admitted, impressed by how seamlessly safety had been integrated into the car's aesthetic. And that's not even the best part, Naomi continued. Lillian from the show committee called. They want your healthcare transportation demonstration positioned right before the final judging, prime educational exposure. My phone vibrated with a new message from Trevor. Just saw the safety package prize announcement. Guess I'll be winning a car and upgrades in one day. Maybe I'll let you install the safety features yourself. I exhaled sharply, showing the message to Naomi and Marcus. He has absolutely no clue you're the healthcare professional behind the safety initiative, Naomi muttered. Speaking of perfect timing, Marcus said, checking his watch. The scholarship committee reps are here for your final proposal review. My confidence wavered. That's not scheduled until next week. Surprise prep session, he explained, opening the door to reveal 3 professionally dressed individuals. They're conducting courtesy evaluations for all finalists, giving feedback before the official interviews. The next hour was intense. The evaluators scrutinized every element of my healthcare transportation proposal, challenging my assumptions and demanding supporting data. Fortunately, my years of defending medical assessments during rounds had prepared me for this. As the session concluded, the lead evaluator leaned back with a thoughtful nod. Impressively comprehensive, he remarked. Especially your first-hand understanding of transportation safety issues affecting healthcare workers post-shift. Thank you, I replied, keeping my composure despite my internal excitement. It's a cause I'm deeply committed to, both personally and for public health. As soon as they left, Naomi turned to me with an eager grin. You absolutely nailed it. Their body language screamed engagement. Let's hold off on celebrating, I cautioned, checking my schedule. We still need to nail the official interview and the demonstration. Speaking of which, Dominic appeared in the doorway, workshop dust clinging to his clothes. There's something you need to see. He led us into the service area, where a Corvette identical to Trevor's was raised on a hydraulic lift. Routine pre-show safety inspection, Dominic explained, gesturing toward key areas under the vehicle. Notice these spots, he pointed. The exhaust system modifications compromise cabin air quality. Any qualified inspector would flag these as hazards. And the show judges include vehicle safety certification experts, Marcus noted. Exactly. Dominic lowered the car carefully. All the cosmetic upgrades won't mask these serious flaws. Another vibration from my phone. A message from Mom. We're hosting a pre-show breakfast celebration for Trevor's big day. Attendance is mandatory. Don't bother showing up at the event if you miss it. Naomi read over my shoulder and scoffed. The audacity. They have no idea about your safety demonstration, do they? None, I confirmed. And they won't, until the exact right moment. Turning to Dominic, I asked, is the Mustang's safety system integration complete? Beyond ready, he said with confidence. This car represents the future of healthcare worker transportation safety. Incidentally, he added, Lillian requested a preview of your presentation materials. She stressed the need for impactful educational content. Oh, it'll make an impact, I assured him, pulling up my meticulously designed slides. We spent the next several hours fine-tuning every crucial detail. Scholarship interview strategy, demonstration timing, prize announcement logistics. Nothing was left to chance. As we wrapped up, Marcus handed me an official envelope. The owner asked me to give this to you personally, he said. I unfolded the document inside. My hands trembled slightly. Is this a director-level position? I asked in disbelief. Heading the Healthcare Transportation Safety Division, Marcus confirmed, smiling with pride. Effective after graduation. But what if I don't win the scholarship? Review the terms carefully, Marcus advised. The position is guaranteed either way. He's investing in your expertise and vision. I sank into the nearest chair, overwhelmed. I had spent years fighting for recognition from my family, yet here in my professional world, I had already proven my worth beyond doubt. Naomi placed a hand on my shoulder. You've established your value beyond question. A new message from Trevor lit up my phone. Mom's annoyed you haven't responded about my celebration breakfast. Stop being professionally jealous and act like supportive family for once. I stared at the contract, then at the Mustang, my achievement gleaming under the workshop lights. Finally, I looked at the people around me, the ones who truly supported me. I typed my response. Tell Mom I'll definitely attend. Wouldn't miss this particular morning for anything. Dominic smirked. That breakfast is going to set quite the stage for what follows. With steady, confident hands I signed the contract. I responded with composed professionalism, I'm here in an official capacity. Displaying my dealership credentials, I continued, we're presenting a critical safety initiative today. Trevor's expression shifted subtly, tinged with confusion. Wait, you're the one announcing the safety package prize? They actually authorized you to do that. Maintaining clinical calm, I clarified, the privilege is reserved for the healthcare transportation safety specialist. But first, the technical safety inspections must proceed. I turned toward my father. Dad, you may want to document this educational moment. The inspection team moved toward Trevor's Corvette first. Observing with professional detachment, I watched as Dominic, now displaying his automotive engineering credentials, systematically pointed out each safety issue he had previously noted. With every technical revelation, Trevor's confidence visibly crumbled. These modifications introduce serious safety risks, the lead inspector stated, meticulously recording his findings. Particularly concerning for a competition vehicle. Trevor stiffened. But the custom paint job doesn't offset the hazards caused by an altered exhaust system, Dominic concluded firmly. Shall we proceed to evaluate the mystery healthcare transportation entry? The crowd followed as the inspection team shifted their focus. Naomi carefully removed the protective covering from the Mustang, revealing a meticulously restored vehicle, enhanced with comprehensive safety modifications. A wave of appreciative murmurs swept through the audience. Dominic, brimming with professional satisfaction, declared, "This is a true fusion of aesthetics and safety engineering." Who designed this? Someone from the audience asked. Stepping forward with quiet confidence, I answered, I'm the healthcare transportation specialist who conceptualized these safety innovations. The astonishment on my family's faces was unmistakable. Eleanor's coffee cup slipped from her grasp, shattering against the polished floor. Impossible, Trevor stammered, visibly shaken. You can't afford. Marcus smoothly interjected, actually, Paige has demonstrated an exceptional understanding of both healthcare worker needs and automotive safety engineering. At that moment he gestured toward Lillian, who handed me the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, I addressed the crowd in the authoritative voice I had honed from delivering critical medical information. Before we reveal the results of today's technical evaluations, we have a significant announcement. This event is not just about automotive design. It's about innovation in safety, professional resilience, and transforming challenges into opportunities. With that in mind, I am honored to announce that the recipient of the Best in Show award will also receive a comprehensive vehicle safety enhancement package from our dealership, specifically designed to address the unique challenges faced by healthcare professionals who drive after extended shifts. Applause rippled through the room. Additionally, I continued, shifting my gaze to the scholarship committee assembled nearby, I'd like to invite Dr. Harrington and the Maxwell Scholarship Committee to join me. From the corner of my eye, I noticed my mother clutching my father's arm, clearly perplexed. Dr. Harrington stepped forward, accepting the microphone. After careful consideration of all candidates, we are pleased to announce this year's full-ride Business Innovation Scholarship recipient, Paige Davis, for her groundbreaking healthcare transportation safety initiative. The room erupted in enthusiastic approval. Trevor's face shifted from flushed outrage to ashen disbelief. My parents remained rooted in place, struggling to process the unexpected turn of events. A scholarship, I added with measured composure, that provides the exact educational funding originally allocated for my medical school tuition. Camera flashes illuminated the stage as I exchanged professional handshakes with the committee members. Lillian stepped forward with the technical evaluation results. And now, she announced, for our Best in Show Technical Excellence Award. I caught Trevor's gaze from across the exhibition floor. He appeared small, standing beside his visually striking yet technically flawed vehicle. The winner, receiving top scores for safety and technical integration, Lillian continued, is the 1967 Mustang, featuring healthcare worker safety enhancements, engineered by Dominic Murphy and developed by Paige Davis. The convention center erupted in cheers. Amid the flood of congratulations, interviews, and inquiries, I noticed my parents attempting to process the reality of the moment. Trevor, however, had disappeared from view. Naomi hugged me warmly. How does professional validation feel? I glanced at my scholarship certificate, then at the safety-enhanced Mustang, and finally at the colleagues surrounding me, Naomi, Dominic, and Marcus, all beaming with genuine respect. It's more satisfying than mere vindication, I replied thoughtfully. Much more meaningful than simple validation. In the aftermath, journalists gathered to capture the remarkable story of a healthcare professional who had secured both technical recognition and a prestigious scholarship. Paige, a reporter called, positioning a microphone before me, how does it feel to set new standards in vehicle safety engineering and healthcare transportation innovation? Before I could respond, my mother pushed through the crowd, her voice carrying its usual commanding tone. Paige, we need to discuss this. Immediately. Before I could answer, Lillian stepped in. Paige is required for official documentation and photographs. Family discussions can be arranged later. I caught a glimpse of Trevor, slumped in a corner, while my father attempted to console him. As Lillian guided me toward the photography area, she remarked, "You never mentioned the scholarship component of your initiative. That certainly added an impactful twist to your story." Speaking of impactful stories, an elegantly dressed woman with a press badge approached. "I'm with the Tribune," she introduced herself. "We'd love to feature your healthcare transportation initiative in our Sunday health and safety section. From healthcare challenges to transportation solutions, an innovative approach. Would you be interested in discussing your development process?" I turned to Naomi, who nodded in encouragement. "Yes," I agreed. "I'd appreciate the opportunity to share these safety concepts with a wider audience." "Wonderful. Perhaps we can start with how you merged healthcare expertise with automotive safety." Before she could finish, Trevor stormed toward me, barely concealing his frustration. "You orchestrated this entire event just to undermine my achievement," he accused. Remaining composed, conscious of the watching journalists, I responded, "I developed this initiative to address real safety concerns for healthcare workers. Its recognition is simply a reflection of its value." Trevor let out a bitter laugh. "You hijacked my moment, just like you claim I stole your education funding." His words landed in the charged silence. Several journalists discreetly pressed record on their devices. "You're right about one thing," I acknowledged, my voice steady. "But our situations differ significantly. You redirected my medical education fund toward a car with serious safety defects. Meanwhile, I invested countless hours creating meaningful safety innovations, earned a scholarship through legitimate competition, and developed a sustainable program with potential public health benefits." "Paige," my mother interjected, "can we please discuss this privately as a family?" I turned to her directly. Why now? My voice was firm but calm. You refused to discuss the reallocation of my education fund privately. In fact, you explicitly shut down every attempt I made to talk about it. A journalist's pen moved swiftly across her notepad. Marcus appeared at my side. The dealership owner wants photos with both the winning safety-enhanced Mustang and the healthcare transportation prize package. You'll be presenting. Of course, I replied with professional courtesy. Then, addressing my family with poised detachment, I added, "If you'll excuse me, I have professional responsibilities to attend to." As I made my way toward the photography area, I overheard a journalist questioning Trevor about the safety modifications flagged during his vehicle inspection. His responses, initially defensive, grew increasingly fragmented and inaudible as I moved forward. The next hour unfolded in a whirlwind of photographs, interviews, and congratulations. The dealership owner formally announced my appointment as director of the Healthcare Transportation Safety Division, further solidifying the professional significance of the day's events. Eventually, the activity settled to a manageable pace. I found a quiet moment beside the Mustang, admiring how seamlessly its classic design had been integrated with modern safety innovations. "How are you holding up?" Naomi appeared, offering a fresh cup of coffee, her counselor's instincts clearly at play. "Better than expected," I replied, accepting the cup with gratitude. "Still processing the professional implications, but efficiently." She nodded. "The Tribune wants to conduct their interview at the dealership. Something about where healthcare meets automotive innovation." Before I could respond, my father approached hesitantly, hands in his pockets, a rare display of uncertainty. "Paige, could we speak for a moment?" Naomi squeezed my arm supportively before stepping away. "About what exactly?" I asked, my voice steady. "How you allowed Trevor to take my medical school funding. Or perhaps how you've repeatedly dismissed my professional accomplishments. Maybe you'd prefer to discuss how I supposedly let you down, how I failed to meet your expectations." His voice wavered with unexpected emotion. "Watching what you've achieved today, seeing the impact of everything you've built on your own, I've never felt such overwhelming pride, or such deep shame." I let out a short, skeptical laugh. "Pride? That's certainly new." He sighed, reaching into his pocket and retrieving a faded photograph. It showed me at 16, meticulously cleaning my first car while simultaneously studying a medical terminology textbook. "You've always had this remarkable drive and focus," he admitted. "I just never truly recognized its value." Before I could respond, Dominic's voice called from across the technical area. "Paige, the safety demonstration photographer needs you for a final documentation shot." "Go," Dad urged quietly. "You've earned this recognition." As I moved toward the photography setup, my mother intercepted me. "We should have acknowledged your capabilities," she admitted, her voice uncharacteristically subdued. "Yes," I responded simply. That acknowledgement was long overdue. The photographer positioned me between the safety-enhanced Mustang and the healthcare transportation prize package, with Dominic and Marcus on either side. Naomi stood nearby, an unwavering pillar of support. "Perfect composition," the photographer noted. "The winning innovation team," Marcus suggested. "My actual support network," I corrected, ensuring my mother heard the distinction. As the crowd slowly dispersed, Lillian handed me a stack of business cards. "You've received numerous requests. Interviews, speaking engagements at safety conferences, even consulting opportunities in healthcare transportation. People are responding positively to innovative, cross-disciplinary solutions." "This was never about personal redemption," I observed, watching as Trevor loaded his Corvette onto a transport trailer, his movements reflecting clear disappointment. "It's about meaningful professional progress." "No," Marcus interjected, "it's about comprehensive growth. Consider your professional evolution." My phone vibrated, a message from the Tribune journalist. Ready for your interview whenever it's convenient. Your healthcare transportation safety initiative has the potential to inspire significant industry advancements. I glanced around at the people who had truly supported me. Naomi with her unwavering encouragement, Dominic whose technical expertise had been invaluable, Marcus, a mentor who had guided me with genuine respect. With newfound certainty I typed my response. Yes, I'm prepared to discuss these safety innovations in detail. Because sometimes the most meaningful professional achievement isn't about personal vindication. It's about advancing critical solutions and never letting the past dictate the limits of your vision. The Tribune feature article sparked incredible momentum. My inbox overflowed with inquiries from regional news outlets, healthcare podcasts, and even a national medical transportation journal. Your email's a disaster zone, Naomi remarked, scrolling through the endless stream of messages. 3 major hospital systems want to implement your healthcare transportation safety program immediately. I was organizing documentation on my new executive desk, the recently installed nameplate reading Director Healthcare Transportation Safety Division, when a tentative knock at the door pulled me from my thoughts. Come in, I called. The door opened to reveal Trevor. He hesitated in the doorway, noticeably subdued, his usual confident demeanor nowhere in sight. Hey Paige, he began cautiously. Do you have a moment to talk about the Corvette's safety evaluation? I set down my paperwork. I assumed you'd already resolved that issue. I did, he admitted, stepping inside with his hands shoved into his pockets. I sold it. That caught me off guard. You what? He exhaled, glancing down as if gathering his thoughts. I used the money to enroll in the community college business program. For a moment, my professional composure slipped. You've enrolled in school? Trevor pulled a carefully folded newspaper from his jacket and smoothed it out on my desk. Your Tribune article made me think, he admitted. You wrote something that stuck with me. Meaningful success isn't about what you're given but what you contribute. I've been thinking about that a lot. Trevor. Please let me finish, he interrupted, sitting down. I've been selfish, entitled, taking everything for granted. When Mom and Dad offered me your medical school fund, I didn't even think about what it meant for you. I just took it. The way I've taken every advantage in my life. Before I could respond, the office door opened again. My parents entered, both looking uncharacteristically uneasy. We need to speak as a family, Dad said. I checked my calendar. I have a healthcare transportation committee meeting in 20 minutes. This won't take long, Mom assured me. She placed a thick envelope on my desk. This contains the full amount we gave Trevor, she explained, plus interest. I raised an eyebrow. We've been blind to our favoritism, Dad admitted. We've been terrible parents. Financial restitution doesn't fix everything, he continued, but it's a start. The rest, he gestured toward my office, my title, my achievements, you accomplished entirely on your own. A notification popped up on my screen. Marcus reminding me my meeting was in 5 minutes. I gathered my materials. I appreciate the acknowledgement. It was overdue. Trevor reached into his bag and pulled out a course catalog, flipping to a highlighted section. The Healthcare Administration Program, he said. I was wondering if you'd help me choose courses that align with your transportation safety initiative. Before I could respond, Naomi appeared in the doorway. Paige, the hospital administrators arrived ahead of schedule. I hesitated, glancing at my family, really looking at them. Mom's expectant expression. Dad's cautious hope. Trevor's quiet sincerity. Then I looked around my office. A space I had built for myself independent of their past neglect. Wednesdays, I said finally. We'll start with weekly dinners. And as for your course selection, schedule an appointment tomorrow. We'll review your options properly. Relief flickered across their faces as they exited. Marcus entered with a group of hospital administrators and safety engineers. Ready to expand the healthcare transportation initiative? I smiled, gathering my notes. More than ready. Then, glancing at Naomi, I added, could you reschedule my afternoon appointments? There's something important I need to do. Because professional success wasn't just about proving my worth. It was about building something bigger. And I was just getting started. I need to address a few things after this meeting, I said, glancing at my schedule. Already managed, Naomi replied efficiently. Dominic's waiting at the technical center. He has something he wants to show you. The committee meeting exceeded expectations. The healthcare administrators immediately recognized the potential of the Transportation Safety Initiative, their enthusiasm evident as they departed with firm handshakes and congratulations. Marcus lingered behind, studying me thoughtfully. You seem different today, he observed. Lighter somehow. Resentment takes more emotional energy than reconciliation, I admitted. I'm ready to focus entirely on moving forward. At the technical center, Dominic stood proudly beside the gleaming, safety-enhanced Mustang. But my attention shifted to something unexpected. A moderately worn sedan parked nearby, a decal reading Healthcare Worker Transport Program, pilot vehicle discreetly displayed on its side. Our first participant vehicle, Dominic explained with satisfaction. Structurally sound but in need of safety system upgrades. Full of potential, not unlike another car I remember working on. He glanced at me meaningfully. And perhaps another healthcare professional. Naomi smiled in agreement. My phone vibrated. A message from Trevor. Thank you for considering my request for educational guidance. I genuinely appreciate the second opportunity. I replied simply. Thank you for showing you're willing to earn it. As I studied the modest sedan, awaiting its transformation, I saw a reflection of my own journey. The challenges, the determination, and ultimately the success. But now I was looking beyond my personal story, seeing the broader impact of our work. Turning to Dominic, I made a firm decision. Teach me the fundamental technical aspects of these safety systems, I said. I need to understand them thoroughly. His eyebrows lifted in surprise. You're a division director now, Paige. Not technical staff. Because sometimes, I explained, running my hand over the vehicle's frame, people need more than standardized programs or organizational policies. Sometimes they need guidance from someone who truly understands both the technical challenges and the personal journey behind them. Naomi wrapped me in an unexpected hug. Look at you, turning setbacks into healthcare innovation. Not just innovation, I corrected, feeling a deep certainty settle within me. Evolution. For patients, for healthcare workers, and for transportation safety standards. At that moment, Marcus appeared at the entrance, accompanied by additional hospital representatives eager to move forward with the initiative. I took in the scene, my dedicated colleagues, my gradually healing family relationships, the Mustang that had proven my expertise, and now this unassuming sedan that would help validate the essential contributions of another healthcare worker. We're ready, I affirmed, my voice steady and confident. Because real progress isn't measured by individual achievements or titles. It's about transforming challenges into sustainable solutions and creating opportunities for others to thrive. Marcus nodded. Absolutely. Let's begin implementation, I announced, bringing the team's focus to the plans. We have critical safety needs to address, this time for everyone involved in patient care.